Now, inner city living can be pretty relentless. That's why gardens and public spaces are so important in urban planning. They provide that gentle escape, somewhere where you can just sort of sit back, relax and recharge. That's why this place here is so incredibly special. It says here, it's the Chinese Garden of Friendship in Darling Harbour, Sydney, and a unique example of the relationship between Sydney and its sister city, Guangzhou. The garden was designed by Chinese landscape architects using the Taoist principles of yin and yang, those balancing forces. Now, we tend to think they're sort of opposites, but in nature, they're actually working harmoniously together, where rocks appear to float, defying gravity, and grasses, lovely soft grasses, against the vertical lines of bamboo or camellia. The journey through the garden is really like an adventure of discovery, along winding pathways and covered corridors, past beautiful perfume gardenias, and then suddenly you come around another corner and the vista opens up to a grand landscape beyond. The plants on the hillside are used to imitate nature. So we have the Himalayan cedars towering above the garden. Closer to the water, a beautiful juniper specimen. And then the dawn redwood spearing up, just starting to take on its autumn colour. Thought to be extinct and a fossil, then rediscovered in China in 1941, now planted throughout their landscape by the millions. There's even the very familiar crepe myrtle, which looks stunning all year round, especially because of this glorious, smooth trunk. It's actually a native of China, and their common name is monkey slippery down trunk tree. Now that's common sense. The gardens and the plants here at the Chinese Garden of Friendship are in immaculate condition, very much due to these two guys, Dan and Danny. Well, talk about the Garden of Friendship. You guys actually met here and you're partners.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not a bad deal, is it? Now, what's actually happening here? Now, a lot of my viewers will think this is cloud pruning, which is more Japanese or maybe even European.
Yeah.
So this is a Chinese style, Dan. What's
The style's called Lingnan, which directly translates to southern mountains, or clip and grow, which is what we use throughout the garden to avoid having wiring or any other pruning or styling techniques, because it's really specific to the style of garden. Within the philosophy of Taoism, to accentuate nature and like hide the hand of man.
Back from 1980, right through the construction, my office used to be opposite.
Really?
I used to go to the roof and look down. The Chinese guys moved in, you know, they worked in the middle of winter with singlets on, shorts, freezing to death, and they were just the most amazing artisans. The rocks went in, the dragon went in. It was like Loch Ness coming out of the water, you know, it was just brilliant. This is not just a garden for people to enjoy. The bird life love coming here as well. We've got a resident pair of ducks. There are lots of animals right through the whole place. The water, absolutely the most incredible koi I think I've ever seen. They are huge. And there's lots of water dragons. They've made their home here as well. The traditional aspects of the garden here that really work is that you have these very significant spaces, and then a pathway leads you off and takes you on this additional journey. This one takes you to a series of steps with these huge limestone rocks. We're heading up into the mountains now. The big pine trees, azaleas all along the side, cardamom, huge frangipanis. And Finally, you reach the top of the mountain, in amongst the forest and the ixoras in bloom. And the Gur. This is the Clear View Pavilion, and it sits right on top of the hill, so that you can look back. Well, you look back over your life in some ways, that meandering journey that we take. In this case here, we can look back over the garden. You know, this is a real treasure, this landscape here. It's a treasure for the state, the city, and for the nation. You should put the Chinese Garden of Friendship on your visiting list. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed.